So we are taking my track Jeep out to go rescue a stuck track Jeep, and that makes me really nervous because that means we are heading out into a place where a track Jeep can get stuck, and I don't know what to do if I get my track Jeep stuck. So let's go see what we're getting into. Well, as you can see, the weather is slightly different over here on the west side than it is out at my house. It is snowing, and it's supposed to be snowing quite a bit more up on the hill. If you're wondering what these guys do out there, the track Jeep, this is a communications company, and they set up a track Jeep for trying to get up into tower sites and stuff like that in the wintertime, and this one did not make it, so we're going to go try to get it pulled out. I guess they're going to bring a Razor on tracks as well to try to help out, or just at least be a second vehicle there, which I will be very happy to have a second vehicle because it sounds like we're going into some pretty deep stuff. Alright, we got this thing fired up, warming up. We get it unstrapped and off the trailer, and the guys from the other company are gonna, they're on their way with the side-by-side. They're gonna park up the road farther. I can drive the track Jeep up and down the road the rest of the way into here. They're gonna go up towards the end of the road to park and unload their side-by-side. And now we wait. This here's the entrance to Tumalo Falls. You can hike out there in the wintertime, snowshoes, ski, whatever. Drive out there in the summer. All those cliffs right there, people do like rock climbing and stuff like that in the summer. Some crazy ass people probably do it in the winter too. And then this here goes way up the mountain up above and over the top, and that's where we're going, is up that way. I mean, wouldn't exactly be my choice of vehicle to take into the woods, but you go, buddy. There are actually some houses and properties up there where people like live, you know, and they go in and out of this all winter long, no problem at all. This area, this like little hole back here, gets a completely different winter than the rest of Central Oregon or Bend in general. These people live in just like a dumping blizzard, deep snow winter like most of the year. And like 10 miles over there in Bend, it's sunny, blue sky. It can be like 60 degrees and it's storming out here. It's this weird little microclimate, and the people that live out here, like, it's just nothing to them. No problem with it. All right, they are here, so they're gonna get unloaded, and then we're gonna start heading up the mountain. All right, off we go. I'm gonna follow them because they know where we're going. I guess this thing has been stuck up here since Tuesday. And today is Thursday, so not that long. Let's roll. Hi, Casey here to interrupt this recovery with an ad from the sponsor of today's video, Aura. I know what you're thinking. There is nothing more annoying than an ad interrupting your favorite video, but I disagree. Now I would say robocalls, telemarketers, scammers, spammers, and identity thieves are all much more annoying. But luckily Aura can help with that because there's one thing Aura's good at. It's a lot of things, and one of them being removing your information from data broker sites. You see, all those things that I just listed get your information and have the ability to call you from information they bought or got off of a data broker site. Your name, email, address, phone number, job history, family members. I could probably even find out what type of car you drive and where you like to grocery shop. All of the information I can buy from data broker sites. Now Aura submits opt-out requests to all those data broker sites to get your information removed and gone. That way all these nefarious people who are annoying you all day don't get to call you anymore. They don't have windshield wipers, so they had to keep stopping and wiping it off, as you can see. I mean, side-by-sides on tracks are cool and all, but this just thing is way more comfy with my heated seats and, you know, fully enclosed cab and windshield wipers. Front and back. I had them on the back too. see, legally, data brokers have to remove your information from their website if you submit their opt-out request, but they make it very complicated to do. But Aura knows how to make it happen and does it on your behalf. Now, I myself have been using Aura for about a year now, and when I signed up, they did find some of my information, some passwords to my accounts on the dark web. They were able to let me know that. I was able to go change those passwords to those accounts and then use Aura's password manager to organize and categorize it all so that I don't forget. Now, the problem is every time you buy something on the internet, click one of those little I agree boxes or do that whole cookie tracking thing you have to do on pretty much every website nowadays. That is giving them permission to harvest your information, sell it to one of these data brokers who will then turn around and sell it to literally anyone who will pay for it. Luckily, Aura continues to monitor, search for, and remove that information from these data broker sites so that as you go do your thing on the internet, they come along behind and sweep up the mess. They also stay on top of all the latest data breaches and hacks and scams and things that are going on, so that if your information is caught in any of it, they've got your back. This part here is just a very long climb up this hill. If it was clear out, you could see Bend back there, city of Bend, and then Mount Bachelor off over here, but today you just see snow. Anyway, between data broker opt-out, password manager, VPN service, parental controls, dark web monitoring, the ultimate identity theft insurance, identity theft protection, fraud protection, credit alerts, everything else that Aura offers in this one low price right here, all in one easy to manage package, one app, one account, one everything. It is 100% worth it. That was a lot of ones. So go check them out, and the link down below will get you a 2-week free trial. Use the code right here on the bottom of the screen, and if you have signed up for Aura based on my videos, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, your honest opinions down there, so that other people can see as well. So once again, huge thanks to Aura for sponsoring another one of my videos, being a continued partner, supporting what I do, and helping keep you guys safe at the same time. We're stopping to clean the windshield again. Thanks, Aura. Well, let's go get a Jeep out. There you go. It cleared up a little bit. You can start to see how high up we are. Tumalo Falls is way down there. Mount Bachelor's off over there. It's still hiding behind a little bit of cloud, but yeah, we're up here a ways. And if you look right there, actually, that radio tower is the tower site we've been to for the radio station a few times now. I don't think that's where we're going. I think we're heading off out farther into the woods. Yeah, that's the radio tower road, so we are definitely heading off out further. Perfect.
Now, if you look at the track on this side, it's jammed back.
The track's rolled up?
On this side.
Okay.
And that's where I think the front of it is down in a freaking tree roll.
Oh, that one's flipped completely.
Huh?
That track's completely upside down.
Yeah.
Or no, it's not. It's just nosed in. That's the back angle of the track. The bottom of it's still down. It's not totally upside down. So
because of that, I think it needs to go that way.
yeah, I need to pull it out that way. As we pull it out that way, hopefully that'll roll back off of there, and then giving it some power too will help bring it up.
Yep. Yeah, we were strapping to these trees, but the trees were just getting pulled out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to turn that around and sit behind you and use the winch to try to ease this back to bring that track down, as this powers out some too, to stop it from going around the other way.
Yeah.
So you need to figure out how to turn around. Luckily they're doing some logging just up the road here, obviously summertime, so it gives a nice spot to turn around. Now normally I would have stayed facing the way I was and just used a Yankum rope and pop them out of there, but with that track jammed into the fender well, I want to use the winch so we can do super slow and easy and try not to tear up the track. or the fender of that Jeep.
Lockers on your axles?
Nope, open diffs.
Oh, really?
Well, I think it's technically a limited slip in the rear, but for all intents and purposes in this stuff, it's open diffs.
We're on the axle.
Yeah, I'll have to grab the axle.
Yeah.
Probably just grab it on that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to grab around that. We brought the winch in a box. Warrior Winches did see that video, and they sent me another one, a replacement. And then I had to explain to them that this one was totally fine. They didn't have to do that, but they did. So thanks to those guys. That was cool of them. They thought, it got ran over, so it got broke. I'm like, no, it's totally fine and works just like it always did. So they still want to send me a replacement, or at least just an extra, they said. So that's what we got. All right. So that thing's pulling on all kinds of sharp edges down there. It doesn't matter though, because we're using that guarded sleeve. Gotta hook our winch up. Okay, why don't you go ahead and hop in?
Okay.
Okay. Just keep your foot on the brake for now. I'm gonna put some pressure on it. Okay, let your foot off the brake. Okay, and then slowly give just a little throttle in reverse. A little more. A little less. Okay, a little bit. A little less. Hold up. Is that one grabbing something, or is it just slipping the wheel inside?
Slipping.
Okay, that's okay. This one's coming off the fender. Perfect. Okay, just a little throttle. Perfect, just like that. A little bit more.
Oh, we're twisting this other one over here.
Are we? Okay, hold on, hit the brake.
All right. This other one's twisting up.
The back one. Okay. Go ahead and put it in drive and creep forward just a little bit. A little more. Okay, stop. Put it in park. We're gonna dig that out to try to ramp it. I bet it's just frozen in behind that. This is a lot heavier
Yeah. Well,
to anchor in.
The lodge poles, you know, they don't move very well.
Oh yeah, this is hard.
They didn't have anything.
Oh yeah, it's in there. Okay. If that'll make a difference. Okay, put it back in reverse. Okay, give a little throttle. Whoa, that sunk. Little less. Okay, a little less. Okay, hit the brake. Okay, give a little throttle again. Okay, so that was just spinning. All right. Put your foot on the brake a little bit. Ride your brake a little harder. A little more brake. A little more throttle with the brake. No, that was one pull through. Okay. Hit the brakes and then put it in park. I might have to anchor back to that tree and double up on this. So we're gonna need another shackle, a ring, a tree saver, and probably an extension. Doubling back to that tree is also going to change our pull angle that way some and might help that bite into the side a little and get some sort of traction.
Yeah.
Then I'm probably going to have to use the extension, but I got plenty.
You want me to walk it over there?
Nah, I got it. Yep, extension. So I did that wrong, by the way. You're supposed to put that through there and then just put the whole bag through and then toss the bag out. And yeah, I screwed up. Alan set this up so it's super easy to use, but I did it wrong. Sorry, Alan.
And you're an idiot, you know. It's just like,
How about when I get home, I'll show you the right way to do that. Man, I butchered the heck out of that. Make sure no rolls and twists. Everything's happy. Good. Cool. And the bag stays on it. Okay, go ahead and hop back in. That one's well off it, so we don't worry about that one. This is our problem. Okay, put it in reverse. Okay, no throttle just yet. Let's not pull the tree over. Okay, go ahead and give just a little bit of throttle. A little bit more. Okay, stop. Okay, give it a bump of throttle. Hopefully that'll come back. Okay, a little more throttle. There we go. Okay, hold on there. Put it in park. We gotta keep digging this ice shelf out behind this track. It keeps trying to go underneath that frozen layer. If we can get this track to start to ramp up, I think we've got it. I don't, that one's coming up like we want. What we will do is if we can get this one to ramp up and start to come out of here, once it's out, we'll throw a bunch of snow in this hole before that one hits it and tries to flop around. So, I'll dig a ramp. If we can get this one to ride up instead of going under that ice layer, I think we'll be okay. Okay, put it in reverse. Okay, give a little throttle. Okay, ease up there. Might want to dig some out of that. Okay, hold on. Keep it off the body. Should come out of there. Okay, little throttle. Need that to come up again. A little more. Little throttle. Okay, stop. Go back forward. Yeah, we're gonna need to dig us a little more there. Okay, stop there, put it in park. Yeah, and you guys fell through to the soft, mushy stuff underneath, and there's a hard layer of icy stuff, and then there's this powder on top, and it keeps trying to go under that icy layer. If it gets on top of that, we're, I think, good. I think I buried my remote. Here it is. Okay, put it in reverse. Come on, climb. A little bit of throttle, just a little. There we go. Okay, stop there. Want to kick a bunch of snow into that. We're doing great over here. Good.
Nice.
Yeah. We're making progress. Because I don't want that one to get into this same thing and hit that same layer, you know, and give us the same issue. Okay, let's try that, see if it comes across that good. Okay, you're in reverse? Okay. I think it's going to be okay. It's packing enough behind it. Okay, hold up. Turn to the driver's side and back up some. See if you can back out onto this flat on your own. Go ahead and come on back. Keep coming. Good. All right, you are out. I mean, we got a long way to get back to the trucks, but you're out. Do you want to kind of fill that hole some with the shovel so when we drive out of here we don't nosedive a track, and then we don't have to go way off to that side by that tree and risk going into that hole? And then I'll get this all put away. I just push the buttons. The winch does the work.
You gotta know how to push the buttons.
In and out.
You should have fingers to push the buttons too.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't see real damage to the track.
No, the one on the front one on the other side was catching your fender well just a little bit, but it wasn't starting to like tear the lugs or anything, so I left it be.
Okay.
Because it wasn't hurting anything. It was just catching that edge and all the lugs were slipping past it, so I think you're good. It is deep out here. I don't know if you can see this, but you know it's cold when the snow is blue in there. Well, you see right there. Okay, remember to stay tuned to the end of the video where I show you the correct way to use this new Yankum extension bag and setup. All right, ready to see if we make it back down?
Yeah. I'm gonna back up a bit more before.
And then go around that?
I'll put some snow in it, but
Okay.
I want it to stay safe.
All right, I'll see if it goes good for you, whether I want to follow you or not. You have to come with me. You're not allowed to sleep in the woods by yourself. is pretty cool getting to watch another track Jeep work through this stuff. Only other time I've ever seen another track Jeep work from the outside is when Quentin went with me on that job where I broke my finger. It's better now, thanks for asking. I can bend it without it hurting and most all the way, but yeah, it just crunched that finger. That was definitely not a smart move on my part, but yeah, this is that one's doing pretty good now. And those tracks side by sides, like that one back there, man, they get places so much quicker than a Jeep like this on tracks, and they'll get across a lot more because they're so lightweight. They'll just skim where this sinks into stuff, but they just don't have the weight to be effective in pulling. It's like that pull was even dragging this Jeep with all 4 tracks locked up without budging that one, so we had to double back to the tree to help anchor. So a side by side, it's a great tool for getting out there, but it is just not heavy enough to sit and pull. And actually, I'm thinking now, I do have a set of Max Tracks at home, you know, the traction boards, and I really don't see a whole lot of use for those things ever, so we never use them. But I think in that case with that track trying to dive under the snow in the back, that would have been a case where if we would have dug under it and put one of those Max Tracks in there to be a ramp, it would have completely stopped that and we could have pulled it right out. So maybe I should put those up on the roof here and look like one of the cool Overland bros, because every once in a while I guess they can come in handy. All right, we are back to bumps, back to the radio tower turn off, and we're gonna head down. So like their tower is much farther out that way, the radio tower up that way. So now we start back down. Really not think that you shouldn't park behind an empty trailer at like a loading, unloading, staging area like this, especially when there's parking spots over here? Don't you love the thought process of people?
Should I just slam this right behind it?
Yeah, just, I think if you back up fast enough, you could just scoop that right up and haul it down the road.
Yeah, drop it off in the river.
Yeah.
Well, at least someone was dumb enough to park in the front too. So
yeah, I've had that where I've come back and they've got me blocked in on each end. It's like, what do you expect me to do here? Okay, we have said our goodbyes. They're gonna pull up here to the edge of the road and get loaded up. And I'm gonna enjoy the view out of here. Oh, there's blocking. And head back up to my pickup and get loaded up. Nice, nobody blocked me. I was gonna be super pissed if I come back and mine is blocked too. That's that. Actually, that is not that, because we just got back home and I still got to show you how to properly use the Yankum winch extension bag. Winch line extensions, have been using them forever. Do the cow hitch, works great. But Alan came up with a way to make it a lot easier and I completely screwed it up. So let's do this. Oh no, my camera thing just broke. This is one of the legs. Hold on. Okay, I got another one out of my office here. So what you do, you take your winch line extension bag, you take your winch line. My winch line happens to have a much bigger loop in the end that I did based off of this idea from Alan, but even if you got the normal little loop, it works just the same. And I also got a little piece of paracord right there. I should say Alan does because he put it there. But what you do, take your winch line extension bag and you pull out the end of your extension, which you can find really easy because it has that paracord on it. Now, forget the fact mine has a big loop, it doesn't matter. You put the winch line loop, the extension loop, through the winch line. You notice it's really big too. Big enough that this bag fits right through it. And it just went through the bag. Now you take your bag and you throw it onto the roof of your truck. So now what we have here is, oh, let me get my other paracord here. And I'm gonna run that up through here before I pull this tight. Paracord, paracord, and you automatically made the cow hitch that has a piece of paracord on the end of each loop. So now you do your winching and you're pulling and you winch the roof rack off the top of your truck. And when you're done, you take your 2 loops right here and you pull it back loose. Then you just pull this right back out of there, put it back in the bag. Also, if you pull this really, really tight, you know, like winching hard, and when it's wet and frozen like what I was just in, it'll kind of freeze in like that. Knock it with something like your winch ring or something like that and it just loosens it up. Or you just sit there and you do this and it loosens it all up. It will always come apart. This type of rope doesn't stretch, so it won't cinch on itself. It will always come back apart, but putting these loops in here makes it really easy. Now you simply take your rope, coil it up, and then stuff it back in the bag. And then you have your part to let you know what's the end when you go to pull it back out, and you're done. And you can get 10% off a winch line extension bag of your own if you go to yankumropes.com and use the code CHR, which stands for Cascade Heavy Rescue, at checkout. Oh, and that 10% discount is good for anything on the site. So you need ropes, you need soft shackles, you need guarded sleeves. It's all on there. So now that's that. Yeah, just a Jeep on tracks, saving a Jeep on tracks. Receiver mount Harbor Freight winch with some Yankum gear. We got them out no problem. And big thanks to those guys, because them going up into those mountains to those tower sites in conditions like this to keep the internet running are the reason you're able to watch these videos and I'm able to post them. So big thanks to them. Thanks to you guys for watching. Thanks to Aura for sponsoring the whole thing, and we'll see you guys next time. And check it out, these guys are kicking ass on the house. They even framed around the power box there, and they built that box right there to cover all the conduits that go up from the bottom. Put a little mini frame around our outlets there. And even got good ways down the side here. Looking good.